For the past 100 years, people are taught that the British and the French made the first traditional tank and used it in the Battle of the Somme in 1916. But what if that was different? What if a country, let's exclude France from this, made the first traditional tank for their army in World War One? Bear in mind, these are just two scenarios, and there are many different ways that you can look at this, and there are many different outcomes from this. But I will stick to two most likely features that could have happened, that being America and Germany. So, I will go through both of them respectively and say what could happen. So, year is 1917, and the Americans received word that Germany sent the Zimmermann telegram. I'll explain this in my series of World War One. They'll come later on down the line, but anyway. And the Americans entered the war being furious at Germany on the Allied side. And they see that they have had a pretty hard time without any armoured support on the battlefield. So, they grab a team and get to work, and the blueprints roll out. By the beginning of 1918, they had it. A box upon wheels, similar to the A7V, but better. Better surface area to weight ratio, and just better in every way. It was not like anything that would have been seen by the Allies or the Axis in the 3 years before. It would have had a 60mm, as 57 was too dull for the Americans, as they'd like to go big or go home, and an inch of frontal armour, able to stop any sort of machine gun fire. Hundreds were built before March, when the Germans unveiled their premium A7V, link in the description, and the A7Vs were just no match. So, in this extent, it ends the war early. 3 months early to be exact, as the Germans cannot handle the sheer power and just gave up. And then it goes on to 1929 and all that malarkey. And this allowed other countries to develop and nick this idea. So, that was the American story. Now let's try the German story. So, it's 1917, and to avoid getting a major superpower in the war, Germany does not send the Zimmermann telegram to Mexico, so that America can stay out of it, despite the sinking of the Lusitania. And by March, they unleashed their A7V, the first tank made. Let's just forget France and let's say this is the first ever tank ever made, just to make it easier. Since there are no Mark 4s or FT-17s, link for those also in the description, they managed to push the Allies back to the railway at Amiens in Operation Michael, or Michel, depending on where you're from. And it was a success. They split the Allies in half, cornered the British off, kicked them out of northwestern Europe, and then took France and ended the war. That's it. They would have just punched through more lines and ended the war in their favour. What else do you want? This is the scenario. So as I say, these are just two of many different scenarios. I could have done the Austro-Hungarians, the Russians, the Arabs, the Italians, the Serbians. I could have done loads of different scenarios. But to keep this short and to keep editing low, I decided to do these two scenarios. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. Do you like these alternate history videos? If you do, let me know what you want to see in the comments below. And this is Beast from Beast History, and I'll be back at the end of the week with a new history video.